So now that we've tried finding the area of composite shapes, there's another type of composite shape that we're going to be solving for in 7th grade, and this is called shaded regions. Okay. So if we look at the problem below, I see that it's made up of a semicircle and a square, because also the problem tells me that. So instead of finding the total area, let me zoom in a little bit more. In fact, let me zoom in a lot more. It says to find the area of the shaded region. So make sure that this is written down in your notes. So instead of finding the total area, I do not know the shape of what is shaded here, right? So we're finding a specific amount within this shape. So if I do not know what this shape is that I've colored in, I do know the shape that is not colored in, and that is a semicircle. Well, if I can find the area of the semicircle, what would I need to do to remove it so all I have left is the shaded region? Well, I would need to take it out or subtract it. What would I actually need to subtract it from? Well, both the shaded and unshaded region make up the square shape. So if I find the area of the square, right, the total area, then we would need to remove the semicircle from it so that all we have left is this shaded region. So how could we create a plan to show that? Well, if we find the area of the square and then we have the area of the semicircle, I know to take away is to subtract, and we would be left with the shaded region. So here is our plan drawn out. So we're going to follow the process that we did last problem to find the area of this shaded region. So looking at our star chart, what is the area formula for a square? So area of a square is base times height, and area of a semicircle, remember it is pi r squared for an entire circle, but then we have to cut it in half or divide by 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and look back at the area formula for a circle, which we know is the base times the height. So I know that for a square, the base would have to be the same as the height. So this is 24, and this is also 24 centimeters. So I can write that in my formula, 24 times 24. So over to the side, let's multiply 24 times 24 and add. So I get an area of 576 centimeters squared. So that's the area of our square. And now we can move to the semicircle, which we need the radius for. So if we need the radius, I see that if this side on the bottom is 24 centimeters, then this side also has to be 24 centimeters. But again, if it's cutting this semicircle in half, then this is the diameter where we only want half of it, right? So what would we have to do with the diameter to find the radius? Well, we would have to cut it in half or divide by 2, which I know is 12 centimeters. So this radius here is 12 centimeters, which I can then use in my formula, 12 squared. And so I know 12 squared means 12 times 12, right? We write 12 two times, and I know 12 times 12 is 144, and pi is 3.14. So getting ready to multiply 3 numbers by 3 numbers. We'll deal with the decimal in a bit. Placeholder. 4, 5, 12, 2 placeholders. 4, 1, 3, adding from right to left. 2, 4, 5, and 4. There's 2 numbers behind the decimal point, and 2 numbers need to be behind the decimal point here. So the area of a circle, I'm going to put C for circle, is 452.16 centimeters squared. However, we do not need the entire circle. We only want half of it. So let's go ahead and do our last step where we divide by 2. So bottom out, top in. Oops. Bringing up our decimal and drawing our seats. We have a lot of problem solving today, but that's okay. As long as we are picking up on the steps. Uh-oh. We're not done yet. Sorry. Bringing down the 0. Oops. Bringing down the 1. 1, 6, 8. So the area of the semicircle is 226.08 centimeters squared. Let me zoom out even more so we make sure we have these pieces in our notes. So now that we have the area of the semicircle and the area of the square, we just need to subtract to find the shaded region. So 576.00 minus 226.08. Let's go ahead and borrow because 8 cannot be taken away from 0. So that's 2, bring down the 9. 15 minus 6 is 9, 6 minus 2 is 4, and 5 minus 2 is 3. So if I write my sentence, the shaded region is 349.92 centimeters squared. So let's stamp. To find the area of a shaded region, we find the total area of the shape. Then we subtract the inner shape from that total area. And then we are left with the shaded region. So we're going to go ahead and try some more out.